So many women spend endless nights wondering when a man decides. When does he look at you and say in his heart, even if not with his words, "This is her, she is the one I want to stand beside for the rest of my life"? Men rarely speak this truth out loud. They will tell you what they like about you. They may confess attraction. They may talk about the future loosely, but the exact moment when his heart shifts from curiosity to devotion is often kept secret. Yet it is real. There is a silent moment when admiration turns into commitment, when his desire transforms into loyalty. He may never admit it, but this is when he truly chooses you. The truth is, men don't fall in love simply because of beauty or charm. They don't stay because of passion alone. Those things ignite the spark, but they don't sustain it. What keeps him, what makes him quietly decide that he wants only you, is how you make him feel in the deepest parts of himself. And while every man has unique experiences, there are timeless truths that reveal the exact turning point of his heart. First, he truly chooses you when he feels safe in your presence in a way he cannot explain. Men live much of their lives in armor. They protect themselves at work, in public, even with friends. They wear masks of strength and control. But there comes a rare moment when he realizes he does not need that mask with you. Maybe it's when he confesses a failure, and instead of judgment, he sees acceptance in your eyes. Maybe it's when he is quiet and you don't push him. You simply sit near him and let your calm become his rest. Maybe it's when he feels your hand on his arm, gentle and grounding, telling him silently that he is enough. In that safety, something shifts. He may not say it, but deep inside, his soul whispers, "This is my home." That is when he chooses you, not for a night, but for a lifetime. Second, he chooses you when your respect becomes his anchor. Men are drawn to admiration, but they commit to respect. You may admire his looks, his style, or even his success, but what pierces his heart is when you respect the man he is becoming. When you acknowledge his efforts, even the small ones, when you show pride in his growth, when you speak of him with dignity instead of belittling, you feed something deeper than his ego. You feed his soul. Respect is not obedience. Respect is recognition. It tells him that he is seen as capable, as valuable, as someone who matters. When he feels respected by you, he knows that being with you makes him more of a man, not less. And in that knowing, his choice is sealed. Third, he chooses you in the moments of joy you create together. It may sound simple, but a man's heart is not captured only by intensity or romance. It is captured by the laughter you share in the middle of an ordinary day. It is captured when he sees you dancing in the kitchen, laughing at his silly jokes, or turning a difficult moment into something lighter with your humor. Joy is the secret glue of love. A man knows he can face the hardships of life if he has someone who brings him light. And when he feels that you are his source of joy, he chooses you, because joy is what he cannot live without. Fourth, he chooses you when he feels chosen by you. Love is not just about what you feel for him, but about the ways you show that he is your priority. Men do not want to be options. They want to be the choice. When you reach for his hand in public, when you stand by him when others doubt, when you include him in your vision of the future, he feels the security that out of all the possibilities, you want him. This repeated choice builds an unshakable trust. And when he knows you choose him freely, he chooses you back with all of his heart. Fifth, he chooses you when your authenticity breaks down the walls he thought were permanent. Men admire perfection, but they bond with realness. When you allow him to see you without the masks, when you share your fears, your quirks, your true self, you invite him into intimacy. Pretending exhausts. Authenticity nourishes. And when he feels that with you, he doesn't have to perform. He doesn't have to hide. He doesn't have to strive to be someone else. He feels an irresistible pull. That is when he says to himself, She is the one I want to be with, because with her, I can finally breathe. Sixth, he chooses you in the silence, not in the noise. Words are beautiful, but men do not always trust them. They trust consistency. They trust presence. It is when you stand beside him, not only in the celebrations, but in the struggles. It is when you stay calm when life shakes him, when your eyes reassure him even before your words do. He may not admit it, but when he experiences your loyalty in the quiet, that is when he knows. He will never say it out loud, but in his heart, that loyalty writes itself as truth. This woman is mine, and I am hers. Seventh, he chooses you when he sees that your love elevates him instead of shrinking him. Too many men live in relationships where they feel smaller, criticized, or unworthy. But when he notices that your love makes him want to be better, not out of fear but out of inspiration, that's when his heart binds itself to you. When he looks in the mirror and sees a man growing thanks to the encouragement you give, thanks to the way you believe in him, thanks to the way your presence sharpens his spirit, he understands that you are not just someone he loves, you are the partner of his destiny. And finally, he chooses you in the ordinary moments, more than in the grand gestures. A man may enjoy romance, he may enjoy surprises, but what makes him stay is the feeling of being at peace with you day after day. It is the morning coffee you share, the way you greet him after work, the way you smile when he enters the room. It is the daily choice, the daily affection, the daily consistency that tells him he is safe, respected, and loved. Men may never admit it, but this is when they truly decide. They decide in the everyday rhythm, in the quiet faithfulness, in the small actions that whisper louder than any grand declaration. So the truth is this: men won't tell you when they choose you. They won't announce it with fireworks. They won't even confess it right away. But you will see it in his eyes, in the way he protects you, in the way he includes you in his vision of life, in the way he softens when he is near you. He chooses you when he feels safe, respected, joyful, chosen, authentic, supported, and at peace. These are the moments that shift his heart from temporary interest to permanent devotion. If you wonder why some relationships stay shallow and others turn into commitments, this is the secret. Beauty may attract him, passion may excite him, but it is the deeper needs of his soul that make him stay. And when those needs are met, he doesn't just love you. He chooses you, again and again. Even when he doesn't admit it, even when he cannot find the words, his heart already knows. And that is the moment that matters more than any confession. Not when he first says, "I love you," not when he introduces you to friends, not even when he plans the future. The real moment is the silent one, the unspoken one, the one only his heart feels. That is when he truly chooses you. And when he does, you will not need to wonder. His actions will reveal it every single day.